Damn, I can really see why Liverpool went for Arne Slot over the likes of Ruben Amorim in the end, because the profile of players that Liverpool have really do suit Slot ball and what he's trying to do. And only two pre-season games in, we see Liverpool playing this good football with a clear pattern of play, a clear philosophy, a clear direction, very good in build-ups, very good movements, and very good patterns of play. And of course, elements where they were a little bit vulnerable, but I would say Arsenal had a much stronger team. Arsenal played stronger players on the pitch for a lot longer, and Liverpool were definitely without more key players. A six is definitely needed with Endo being dropped. It feels like Slot really wants that number six, potentially reinforcement at the back, potentially reinforcement on the wing. But I thought, that first half performance from Liverpool was really good. They could have scored 3 or 4 goals. I think it was a game where, yes, they conceded chances, but there were some really good patterns of play, some movement. And then the second half, they just defended really well. Arsenal had a much stronger team on the second half, and they defended well, was well disciplined. And there were some really good performances. I think my man of the match would have been Quanza. I thought Salah showed some good glimpses. I thought Harvey Elliott had a really good game. Sometimes he needs to release the ball a bit early. Could have got a couple more assists, but I think, in terms of quality of player, they're a good game, and he really suits what Slot wants if he plays a 10. I think the first half he was playing more of a 4-2-3-1. The second half he was playing more of a 4-3-3, Arne Slot. But it was very good football from Liverpool. If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be very encouraged by that performance, because I have to think Arsenal had a stronger lineup. You've not had Slot for long. He's not had new signings coming in. He was missing a lot of key players, and it was very good. I think Arsenal definitely had a bit more control of the game, but that's what Arteta would want. But I think that Liverpool definitely would be more happy off the back of that game, especially because while Arsenal had players missing, Liverpool didn't have Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Konate, Gomez, Robertson, McAllister, Gravenberch, Gakpo, Diaz, and Nunes yet. Haven't even got new signings in. And if Arne Slot is already showing, what he's trying to do and already showing his principles and patterns of play with a limited squad, that is a very good sign. And he's winning his games, 2 out of 2 wins, convincing wins. And it's obviously, you need a DM. You need a DM, and, there was elements where you conceded chances. But I think it was a very, very good display. I thought the movement off the ball from Liverpool was good. I thought the pressing, the work rate, the energy from Liverpool was good. I thought they were really good going forward. Some really good patterns of play in that first half. I think the build-up and the moving of the ball for the most part was quick. You could see that Slot wanted to move the ball quickly. And while I think Arsenal were in more control, I do think Liverpool deserve to be on top. So we are going to focus about Liverpool in today's video. I'll do another video to talk about Arsenal later on, as Liverpool won the game. But I thought that Harvey Elliott was very good. I think he's very comfortable on the ball. He's very good at making things happen. I think that the midfield was good, considering that, Odegaard, obviously, had the full summer off, is a key player for them. I thought that Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones did well, but it's very obvious that none of them are natural six. I think Szoboszlai had a lot better game than Curtis Jones, but they definitely maybe need a six there. Obviously, McAllister can play there, but we saw last season when McAllister played a little bit further up the pitch how much better he was and how he's such a creative threat. And I always think you need a DM, McAllister, and then Szoboszlai or potentially Harvey Elliott can battle it out for that number 10 position. I think Gravenberch will have a lot to offer. I think Gakpo will be a really interesting player, because I think Arne Slot will put him back on the left wing, and he's off the back of a very good Euros. But I think when watching Liverpool, it was very good football. It was very good build-up in that first half. They could have had, honestly, 4 goals. Jota could have had 1. And while it was a bit suspect at the back, Quanza did well. Van der Berg grew into the game as well. It's just maybe a left back, left centre back hybrid type player, maybe a defensive midfielder and potentially another winger, as Arne Slot likes to play a lot of wingers, could be added to Liverpool as well. But I want to talk first of all about my man of the match, Quanza, because I think like a lot of fan bases hype up their academy players and overhype them, and that's normal. Every fan base does it. But I actually think in terms of hype, I think Quanza's kind of a bit underrated. I think he has really developed for these last few months. His development in the last year has been phenomenal. But you see academy players being hyped, and maybe it's because he's a centre back. But I wouldn't say Quanza's had the level of hype that other academy players have had. But I think Quanza is quietly becoming a very good player that right now, as good as Konate is, but right now, just because of how he maybe suits Slot ball a bit better, could go into that season starting next to Virgil van Dijk. Because Quanza looked very good. He looked very, very good again. 2 pre-season games he's been good. He looked very good the back end of last season. He's going to learn off Van Dijk that is the best of the best. And I think he can develop into a top player as well. I think when you look at him and you look at, everything he has, I mean, I think he has elements, physically and technically of being everything you want in a modern player. He's tall, he's physical, he's strong, he's a good ball winner, he's quick. He's quick and he's very mobile. So that means with Quanza, he's very comfortable at defending wide spaces. So if they concede an opportunity on the transition, he's very comfortable at defending wide channels. He's very comfortable about moving and defending against one-on-one wingers. He's very physical. He's very comfortable in the air. He's very comfortable dual winning. He's very comfortable with box defender. But he also reads the game well. He's got the physical abilities to, the athleticism to run, to defend large spaces, to win duels, to win stuff in the air. He's got all those physical abilities, but he also has the mental and technical abilities of reading the game well. Very intelligent player, cuts up passing lanes, made that fantastic interception that probably denied an Arsenal goal. And I think, when you've got a player that not only does that, but is very comfortable playing out from the back, which is what Arne Slot will want, very comfortable in possession. You've got everything you want in a centre-back. You've got a dual winner. You've got someone that reads the game well. You've got someone with good ball-playing ability. You've got someone that is physical, that is fast, that is good 1v1, that can defend the wide channels, that can, break the lines with his passes, progress play. You've got that all in this young kid that can further be moulded, that's further improving, that is learning off Virgil van Dijk. And with Konaté's injury record, I think, this is a real opportunity for Quanza. I think he's a really good fit for the system. I think Liverpool, because losing Matip and the amount of injuries that happen, do need a left centre-back that could cover left-back. Calafiori would have been my pick for you guys. Maybe you'll look at a William Pacho-type player. But if you look at it overall, whilst Konaté is just a beast of a defender and a better player, in terms of, Slot and his system and the development plan, I think his composure and ability to play on the ball, to be press resistant, to break the lines, really bait the press is phenomenal things to have. I thought Van der Berg had a very good game, and I think Van der Berg looked like a solid player, had a very good game, but I think Liverpool should probably sell him to raise the funds to bring in an even better centre-back, but he did look very solid, did have a good game, and he makes, if they do want to keep him, fair play to them. He's made a statement for himself, having a few good seasons, playing good stuff, and I think he grew into the game. He put in a good defensive shift, and he complemented, of course, Quanza well. I think the first game from Liverpool was very impressive. The second game was more a tiring defensive performance where they didn't do much, but it was very much like they basically took the whole team off. It was kids, and Arteta made his changes a lot later and played a very strong Arsenal side against a much weaker Liverpool side. And I thought that defensively, the organisation, the way that Slot had structured the team and it became more compact, I think that Slot managed the game well. I think if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be looking at how Slot manages the game. He didn't have any recognised striker in his first game. He almost played these two centre forwards sort of box sort of system. He then played a 4-2-3-1. He then played a 4-3-3. Slot is constantly adapting his system due to game state, but also keeping the same principles, which is really exciting elements to have for Liverpool, because you can see that this manager is tactically able, he's changing formation, but he's keeping the principles and he's adapting to the game. You're 2-1 up, Arsenal have the stronger side, let's defend well. And I think, well, yes, Liverpool conceded chances, and I think maybe not having a recognised six was one of the reasons that there was a lot of chances conceded, and there was times where Arsenal looked dangerous. You could really see, the system in place, the out possession work, the positional movement, the rest defence. There was all the foundations there of when the right players are in and when the main players are in, that Liverpool are going to have a very good team. And I think people, and I hate to say this as a Man United fan, but I think people do underestimate the quality of Liverpool's team. I know they dropped off right at the end of the season, but they have a very, very good team. Very good team. And they're probably going to add to that. Van Dijk, the best centre-back in the world on his day, still is up there right at the top. You've got Konaté, that's a very good player. You've got Quanza, that's a very good player. You're probably bringing a left centre-back, left-back hybrid. That's the profile you need. Robertson's fantastic. Trent's fantastic. Those two are sort of the best fullback pairing in the world if they can stay fit. Conor Bradley is back up to Trent Alexander-Arnold. You can't get better than that. Tsimikas is, I think you'll probably move him on. The big question is DM. I think McAllister can do that. Szoboszlai can do that. By Chetic, I think potentially could really be top, but with his injuries and inexperience, you maybe want someone. I think Adam Wharton would be a great addition for you guys, but I think again that's a risk with a lack of experience. Maybe you'll make a move for someone like Fofana. Still is a good player, but I don't think he's going to be leaving Germany anytime soon. You didn't press ahead with Matt Sweefen, which was an interesting one, but maybe Liverpool view better options out there. I think, in terms of H, you've got Gravenberch, you've got Szoboszlai, you've got McAllister, you've got Harvey Elliott, you've got Curtis Jones, you've got some really good options in midfield. Salah, I know he dropped off last season, but everyone knows the quality of Salah. He's a guy that can get 30 goals in a season, which is insane. Shota, very good player if he can stay fit, clinical. Darwin Núñez is like a really good player, but just sometimes can't finish. But again, Slot could maybe get the best out of him. I think he could have a really good season under Slot. And then Diaz and Gakpo are really good left wing options to have. And then you add a winger, you add a six, you add a sort of left centre back, left back hybrid player to that. And I think that you're in a good position. And I think overall, like, it was a very, very good display from Liverpool. I thought the Nallo guy looked quite good. Like, his passing was a bit hit and miss, but I thought for the most part the Nallo guy looked good. I think, Liverpool's system and structure looked good. I think, they defended very well. They defended very strongly. I think the fact that, Arsenal had a stronger squad and Slot's vision was made clear was very exciting elements for Liverpool to look at as well. And I think while Arsenal looked in control, I do think that Liverpool wasted chances. I do think that Liverpool created good chances and really gave Arsenal a difficult game, really gave them a lot to think about as well. And I think that the midfield did well because it's obviously not the midfield that they're going to go into with next season. It was clearly a DM missing. But I think, Curtis Jones didn't really train this week at all for Liverpool. He's not been around a lot, and Arsenal had Odegaard and Partey in midfield, and they were sort of looking to dominate possession. But I thought the Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones did really, really well. I think that they dealt with it well, but I think there was definitely some vulnerabilities there that will probably be solved with a DM signing. The one thing about Liverpool is they haven't made any transfers yet. But you've got Michael Edwards, you've got one of the smartest people, you've got some of the best people who are going to make your recruitment decisions. So even though you've not signed anyone yet, I feel like if I'm a Liverpool fan, I could relax and know that Michael Edwards is going to probably bring in 2-3 unbelievable signings last minute in the window. They're just looking at these preseason games. I think now we're in August officially, Liverpool's transfer movement is really going to go. And I think that, everything that Liverpool are seeing and you are seeing, that Michael Edwards is going to see, and he's going to know who to bring in. But I do want to talk about Harvey Elliott because I'm 10 minutes into the video and I haven't spoken about him, but I thought he was very good. I think he's so comfortable in possession. I think he's so technically gifted. He's got a great IQ, great ability to play a final pass. Harvey Elliott is a special player, and I remember Harvey Elliott coming off the bench last season and really making an impact for Liverpool and breaking down those low blocks. And Harvey Elliott has that defence line breaking pass. He can play between the lines, he can operate between the lines, he can break down low blocks. His defensive movement, passing and technical abilities are really good, and he got 2 assists. I think times he needs to release the ball more. He needs to be less of a ball hog, but he's young. That comes with age. Just release the ball more. But I think he's a great player that just needs to improve his decision making, but that is very normal at his age. But I think his technical ability, vision IQ, abilities to break down low blocks, operate between the lines, play those defense splitting passes, play balls over, he can make a difference. And I think when you look at what Slot's 10 role will demand, I think Harvey Elliott could really be moulded into a fantastic player under Slot, who's got a good reputation for developing young players. I think at 10 is probably Harvey Elliott's natural position as well, which is a position that Klopp didn't play, that Slot will. But he's always able to find those opening passes in behind, break those last lines of defence, operate between play, get on the ball, possess movement to draw out players, and I think he's really good at that. And I think, Szoboszlai could also be really good in that role under Slot, potentially more off the ball in terms of the press and what he wants, but I think that it could work well and potentially a top number 6 to unlock that McAllister, Szoboszlai, Elliott playing more advanced. And Liverpool are in a good place. Anyway, Liverpool fans, let me know your thoughts down below. I haven't made any transfer videos on you this summer, but I think I will be making a lot more soon. Now it's time for the Man United game, which kicks off in 10 minutes, where I'm just hoping we don't get another injury rather than a result, to be honest, because Yoro is going to be out for 3 months and I'm fuming. But thank you for watching. Bye.